Welcome to the North Park Podcast, where pastors and people connect. This is the place to get to know your pastors as they address theology, ministry, and more. Join us now for today's conversation.
Well, hey, it's Pastor Luke here, but not the normal Pastor Luke that opens up our North Park Podcast. This is Pastor Luke Johnson, and I'll be taking the reins today on an episode that is titled Kierkegaard Full.
Kierkegaard Full?
Kierkegaard Full.
As opposed to Kierkegaard Less.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is your second time hosting in like a month's time.
You know what? I'm feeling comfortable in the seat. Just to let you know, we might have to switch roles before long. So you were out a few weeks ago, and Pastor Drew and myself did a Kierkegaard Less episode, and just kind of riffed off some things. But now we've got you, and you're the focal point. Spotlight's on you. We've heard some feedback from our just large fan base, just wanting to hear more of your voice, and that was something that we wanted to certainly hear and respond to in the affirmative. And so we've got an episode in which Spotlight's on you, and so be as long-winded as you would like, and share, plumb the depths of the enigma that is Luke Kierkegaard.
You think I'm a long-winded kind of guy?
Not naturally, and that's why I encouraged you to be long-winded. Yeah.
So you've talked about doing something like this for a while.
Yeah.
And I would always we should interview you sometime. Or I remember when I was an intern, you would say we could do an episode on what's it like to be a pastoral intern and all that. And I would always say, yeah, that'd be cool.
But you're the one that always planned and scheduled everything, and
right.
So.
But now, how did we get behind schedule? Is it because we can't record this Wednesday and we won't record next Wednesday?
Yeah. Why not next Wednesday? I don't know.
For whatever reason,
we didn't do last Wednesday.
Oh, that's why. So not last Wednesday and not this Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we need an episode. So I said, I guess we can do this.
Yeah.
In a pinch.
Fantastic. I'm excited for it.
I'm nervous.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I normally send you the questions I'm going to ask.
I know.
I don't have that.
That's exactly right. And I did that on purpose.
To get it raw.
I did the same thing with Drew because I had a little bit of the rapid fire either or hot takes to lead out. And I've got some of those for you too. And I don't want it to be prefabricated.
Okay.
I want just the most gut response you can give. They're not really that spicy.
Okay.
But I did tweak them a little bit more to you. So Drew's were kind of tweaked for him. These are kind of made just for you. You want to try them out?
Yeah.
See how they go?
Sure.
Okay. Personally speaking, not necessarily for the church, but for you, ESV or the NASB Legacy Edition?
Legacy Edition, the LSB. I would say right now ESV. I have been dabbling with the NASB.
Yeah.
And out of necessity, we'll be using it just because it's kind of the standard seminary translation, just because of the literalness of it. It kind of helps when you're...
Is Faith pretty dogmatic about NAS? Or do they just
no, not really.
For languages and stuff like that?
It's obviously their preference, but they don't tell you, bring your textbooks and an NASB Bible. But it's if we're looking at anything on Logos, next to the Greek, it's going to be NASB.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what the teachers at Faith are the pastors of the church, and that's the translation the church uses. So it kind of makes sense, I guess.
Sure.
But
So why the fidelity to the ESV with so much NAS influence in your life right now?
ESV is, I've spent the most time with it, so it just feels familiar.
Yeah.
And it's just convenient because that's what we use for all preaching and teaching at North Park. So it's kind of nice to keep that uniform.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
I've read, I think the first translation I read all the way through was the CSB, when it first came out, when it still had typos in it. It was my parents had gone to Gospel Coalition or some conference, and they were like unveiling the CSB like when it first came out, and everyone got a free copy. So that was laying around, and I ended up reading that. But I remember there's like some pages that had like bold all caps text like as a typo, like in the middle of Isaiah or something. So that was weird. But so I read through that. I think that was the first translation I read all the way through.
Was that CSB or was that Holman?
It was CSB. So when they rebranded, they dropped the Holman.
Gotcha.
I think that was 2017, and then they did a 2020 update. They'll probably do another update soon. So I read that, and I've read ESV all the way through, but I don't think I've read any other translation like cover to cover. So I'm just familiar with it. I was kind of annoyed about the 2025 update and thought I was going to like rebel and jump to NASB or something, but it's a good translation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is good. I like it.
That was kind of long-winded.
I was very impressed. I was very impressed with that. So this next one is also a Bible question. And maybe I should just let our listeners know that you're our resident Bible expert. Now, that sounds kind of bad because we as pastors should all, I guess, be like experts in the Bible. But you in particular are very attuned and knowledgeable about the different physical Bible options, including the different translations, but then also the different types of study Bible or just different types of just options that are out there. So would you rather have a journaling Bible, or would you rather have a Bible that's not a journaling Bible, but it's got good size, good font, and good pagination?
But you can't have both.
That's right.
Because a journaling Bible squishes everything.
Exactly. Exactly. Because I got one of those recently. It was my first journaling Bible, and it is like super small font, very squished together to have ample lines in the margins for you to write in. So, what would be your preference?
Yeah, I like the wide margin. Like I like to mark up my Bible. I really don't like my handwriting, and so I feel like a well-designed Bible, the page looks nice. Yeah. I feel like my chicken scratch takes away from that. But I would be interested in a journaling Bible if they somehow figure out how, like the closest thing I guess is a wide margin, which isn't technically a journaling Bible. It just has more space. Yeah. You can't like write a bunch of stuff, but you can take some notes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not a huge journaling Bible guy, but I see the benefit. I love to see pictures of Bibles. It's usually women who have a big journaling Bible, and it's like color coded, and they're writing prayers and stuff. And maybe I would do that if I had nice, pretty, girly handwriting, but I don't.
And an Instagram account, because they go part and parcel.
Yeah. The ESV somewhat recently put out it's a journaling study Bible. It's massive.
I bet.
I don't think it has all the notes that the ESV study Bible has, but
even still,
that would be really cool. But it's like square and it's like really big.
It's got to be huge.
Yeah. So not practical, unless you do all your Bible reading at a desk or something, maybe. But.
Yeah. So bonus follow up on that. When you mark up with your Bible, are you like traditional, just give me a Bic pen? Or do you have like the 5-6 different color highlighters and accompanying pen set?
Yeah, more of the second.
Yeah.
It depends on the Bible, though, because some Bible paper takes ink better.
Yes. You can't use the new North Park pens. That'll bleed through.
Yeah, it'll bleed through.
Yeah.
So I want to avoid bleed through, but I tried to have like a perfect system and the perfect pens, and honestly, it takes too much time to annotate super thoughtfully. Maybe I'll do it that way, like in retirement years or something, but I'm much more like yellow highlighter for general stuff I like. Orange is like favorite stuff. And then, like underline or something. But I've tried in the past like 7 or 8 different colors, and it's just hard to keep track of it. But it looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bonus follow up on this one, because we're just exploring all sorts of things here. Would you rather be taught how to study the Bible by John Piper or Ray Ortlund? Both famous for their interacting with the text. Piper has his look at the book deal, where he has his whole system of annotating a text. And then you have Ray Ortlund, that he's got a good Instagram game. And I
Did
feel
you
like,
check it out after I told you about it?
dude, yeah. And I feel like his is just a little bit more natural, organic. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pairing I've never thought of having to choose between. I think I would go. Piper is very much, let's stare at this for 2 hours and see what we come up with.
Yeah.
And use commentaries if we absolutely have to. But I feel like Ortlund has more of an appreciation for good writing from throughout church history.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's even written commentaries.
Yeah.
So
yes.
at this time, I feel like my philosophy on it all would more closely align with Ray. But I love Piper.
Sure. That's what makes it a hot take, is that it's not an easy call.
Yeah, hot and spicy.
Very good. Speaking of Bibles and speaking of studying the Bible, if at the end of this semester, in which you're studying Hebrew and Greek simultaneously right now, if you're still alive at the end of it, and from here on out in the rest of your seminary, you could only study Greek or Hebrew, which one would you pick?
I am currently enjoying Hebrew more probably, and not feeling as lost in Hebrew, but I think I would say Greek.
Ooh, say more.
Because though Greek is a struggle right now, and we're moving at what feels like a rapid pace, like I still enjoy it. And I just think there's more dependable scholarship behind the Greek text than there is with the Hebrew. Like the Hebrew can go in some weird places.
Yeah.
And it's written over such a larger span of time.
Yeah, for sure.
And like some things were just like there is very good scholarship on it, but we're not for sure on certain things. Even like words.
Yeah.
We have a pretty close guess. What's that?
Yeah, I think that's Simplex.
Is it picking it up?
I
guess if we can hear it with headphones on, it probably is. Yeah, so there's some people working downstairs of the studio here, so you might hear some background noise.
Making sure all our fire alarm systems are up to snuff.
Yeah. But yeah, I want to be careful in saying that for anyone listening to like think that we can't have confidence in our Old Testament text. Like there's very good and extensive work done on that. But like we can have a little more confidence, I think, as far as working with the original language with the Greek. Am I right on that? That's been my vibe so far.
Yeah, no, I think that's very, very fair.
I mean, even the fact with the Hebrew that it didn't have vowels for the longest time.
Yes.
Those were added much later.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
we just don't have that, not ambiguity. I can't think of the word to use, but we don't have that with the Greek.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting take. Very good.
Also, just I think generally our preaching and teaching philosophy, we are pulling more from the New Testament, relying more on the New Testament. Would you say that? I mean, if you take the corpus of your preaching at North Park so far, we did Ruth.
Things.
We've done a couple short Psalm series.
Ruth, Psalms. Yeah.
Some standalones.
Yeah, Ruth, Psalms, some standalones. Jonah. I did Jonah.
Jonah, oh yeah. That's true.
But still, Ruth is 4 chapters, Jonah 4 chapters. We've done 2 singing the Psalms through the summer, roughly 8 Psalms per summer, so 16 there. Yeah, so Matthew, Hebrews, 1 John.
Some of Revelation.
Some of Revelation, yeah. Yeah.
I know we certainly are.
Yeah, no, that's
we have
fair.
a goal of elevating the Old Testament maybe higher than the average person places it. But as far as like interacting with people and the questions they have, like people are and we're encouraging people to read the Gospels regularly. And
We really care about the New Covenant, which is
yeah,
most explored in the New Testament. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Very good. Very good. All right. So now we shift a little bit from your love of all things Bible, which I really appreciate you as a pastor, to another segment that I like, which is either or hot takes around who you'd like to have a meal with. Food is something near and dear to my heart, and I think the conversation that's had around the table is special. And so, first one, and I'm also interested in how you just interpret these pairings too. Would you rather have a long meal with Joshua or David?
David.
David, say
Yeah.
more.
I just love the Psalms.
Yeah.
And I have a musical bone in me, that artistic bone. So
I didn't think about that when I was going with his names. I was thinking they both did a whole heap of killing. But you're right. David's got the music.
David
bent.
killed his tens of thousands.
That's right.
We don't have a number for Joshua, or do we?
I don't have a number for that. No.
I feel like I don't know. Maybe conversely, Joshua, just because I want to know more about him. I feel like I know more of David's
Yeah, that's a good point.
heart and temperament, I guess.
Yeah.
And there's a lot with Joshua, but it's kind of
Joshua saw some wild stuff. You don't, yeah, like you said, you don't have the same detail, but like he was with Moses all through the wilderness wanderings. He spied out Canaan with all the giants and stuff like that. Saw all that wild stuff happen in the wilderness, people getting
yeah.
enveloped by the ground. I mean, it was
Yeah.
kind of wild town.
So I would
But
say
David too.
I would say all yeah. But I think I just have more maybe from what we see in the Bible, I have more that I could like relate to David.
Yeah. Well, I think that musical bit, I think that's a strong point.
Like Joshua's all the conquest and killing and craziness, and you have that in David too. But he also could write a nice little
Yeah. You could do a jam sesh
Yeah.
after the meal.
that would be cool. That would be very cool.
That'd be pretty killer post meal time hang. Okay. Next one, long meal with Lazarus after he is raised from the dead, or Elijah after he calls down fire from heaven at Mount Carmel. And I've got a thought on this one, but I'm curious your take.
I mean, I would say Elijah just because I mean we don't have a ton on Lazarus.
Yeah.
I am curious to hear your reasoning behind it. Was Elijah one of the ones you asked Drew, and he said he might be kind of stinky? Elijah or Paul?
Yeah. Was that no? It was Paul or John, the Apostle John, not John the Baptist.
Oh, and Elijah or Moses?
And it was Elijah
Yeah.
or Moses. And yeah, so very similar vein of thinking with that, where Elijah was like maybe stinky.
Well, Lazarus just raised from the dead. He's probably a little stinky.
That's right, 4 days, man.
Yeah.
So dead. But Elijah, like I just wonder, like, and Drew kind of hinted at this one as well with like mental stability.
Yeah.
Like, are you just kind of off the rocker a little bit, kind of way too intense, can't like chill out and like
Yeah.
enjoy the meal? I don't know.
What is the meal?
Oh, yeah, exactly, right?
With an Old Testament prophet. You
Always
got-
looking out the front window of Jezebel sending her
Yeah.
henchmen after you. I don't know.
As long as I don't have to eat poop with Ezekiel.
Yeah, I thought about going Ezekiel or Jeremiah.
I'm reading through Ezekiel right now.
Dude,
So
isn't that wild?
it is wild.
It is just a wild book.
It is. Yes.
Okay.
Did I answer that? Oh, yeah. Elijah.
Yeah, Elijah. Yeah. Okay. Moving into the church history phase, would you rather have a long meal with Jonathan Edwards or George Whitefield?
Right now, probably George Whitefield, just because I don't know a lot about Jonathan Edwards, honestly. I mean, other than the basic stuff everyone knows. Mm-hmm. I feel like I would feel really dumb in that conversation because he was, I mean, don't people call him like the greatest American theologian
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah. Yeah.
He was brilliant.
He often worked like 12 to 14 hour days in his study. He would study spiders
Yeah.
to marvel at God's creation.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm with you. I think he was probably two shakes too earnest for me.
Yeah.
Whitfield, I bet he'd be a good time.
I read Whitfield. I still need to read volume 2 of his well-known biography, but I read the first volume right around when I was discerning my call to ministry, and it was helpful to read about him discerning his call to ministry. And he was only a few years younger than me at the time, and like I feel like he had some similar internal struggles that really resonated with me. But yeah, I would love to. I guess this wouldn't happen over a meal, but I'd love to hear how he is projecting, because you read about these insane numbers of people that would hear his open air preaching.
Yeah.
It's like you have to speak in a certain way and at a certain volume for everyone to hear you.
Do you think you could turn it off at dinner?
He's just yelling. Also, I want to see what he looks like, because they always talk about his beady, narrow eyes. And some of the the sketches of him are interesting looking.
People always harassed him for being so eccentric and accusing him of just being an actor while he was preaching and stuff like that for his emotional outbursts. And I bet he's a character.
Yeah.
I feel like Jonathan Edwards,
I don't think Edwards would be a bore, but that may change in the future. I have a lot of Edwards on my to-be read list. Maybe I'll fall in love with his writing and change my answer. But
okay. Pivoting a little bit from who you'd like to eat dinner with, would you rather live in the fictional world of Dune or the fictional world of Harry Potter?
I don't know as much about the fictional world of Harry Potter. I mean, really, it's the normal world, and there's a secret magical layer to things.
Yeah. I guess I'm talking.
So am I living with the
Dudleys
or?
Yeah, that side of the, I don't know, whatever, portal.
I mean, practically speaking, living in the world of Dune would be like a treacherous. I mean, it's like a desert wasteland with giant worms that could eat you at any time.
Yeah. Now, that's just on that planet, right? I'm not the Dune expert here, but what about there's other planets. The other planets, yeah.
I don't know. Some of them might be chill.
Yeah, okay. I just know how much you love Dune as a piece of fiction.
Mm-hmm.
So
never thought about living there.
You know, I've had similar thoughts with Narnia or Middle Earth. It's Middle Earth, at least during Lord of the Rings, was kind of a savage place.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're able to make it with Elrond.
Well, yeah. I'm trying to remember in the book, does anything ever happen to the Shire? I know there's a vision of what could happen to the Shire, but am I wrong in thinking a lot of hobbits lived peacefully ignorant?
Yeah. So when they come back, it's the world continued to turn normally.
Yeah.
And so there's this, the four hobbits who went on the journey, they know that the whole world almost burned.
Yeah.
Yet because of their journey, everything was able to go on.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a cool ending. It's a killer ending.
So if you're a hobbit in the Shire, away from all that,
it's
fine.
You could be all right.
It'd be nice.
Yeah. Okay. Would you rather take Augie and Selah to Israel or Disney World?
Right now.
Yes.
Disney World.
Do you feel a little can I really say that though? I could give them pictures in the Holy Land.
Well, I just don't think they would care that much at their current age. I mean, in the future, of course, that'd be really cool.
Yeah. You wouldn't take them to Israel just so you could go to Israel? And be like, you kids are just coming because I got this free ride.
I don't know that I'd fully appreciate my stay there.
100%.
If I'm yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Would you rather go back to using horses for transportation or back to using wood-burning stoves to heat your house?
Isn't that Isn't that a similar time period?
Similar time period, but
But
it's
only
like,
one. It's just
Yes.
like wood burning
Yep.
stoves, but also automobiles.
Like, do you want to
Or vice
ride your
versa.
horse back to your home, or do you want to drive your car back to your home, which is being heated by a wood burning stove that you continually have to cut the wood for to keep
yeah.
it stoked?
I was going to say, I don't really know all the inconveniences entailed in that.
You have to keep the horse alive too.
That's true. And horses are expensive
They are expensive.
to upkeep. I mean, I could think about this for a while, but that's not good radio. I guess I would say wood burning stove.
But the point of the question is, aren't we glad that we don't?
Yeah, we don't have to deal with that. The nerdy part of me just thinks of like, I mean, guys were just talking about Edwards and Whitfield, like that was their life, and they got a lot of work done apparently on
Yeah.
horseback. A lot of time to think through your sermon notes, think through your writing, pray. But yeah, obviously not.
But also, you don't leave your house as much because everything's a piece of work
Yeah,
to get from place A to place B.
yeah.
Okay, last one of these rapid, not so rapid either or hot takes. Would you rather be a part of the English scholars group that met at the White Horse Inn during the Reformation, which included the likes of William Tyndale, Hugh Latimer, and Thomas Cranmer, or a part of the Inklings who met at the Eagle and Child pub in the 20th century here, which included the likes of Tolkien and Lewis?
I think the Inklings, again, similar to not being as enthused by Dinner with Edwards, like I just feel like I would be, although with Tolkien and Lewis, it's a similar thing. I would feel very inferior mentally.
Yeah.
But going back to like maybe the creative side of things, I feel like maybe I could have more to offer there.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be a funner environment. I don't know a lot about the White Horse Inn, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know all those guys you mentioned, and I've heard.
It's a great title for a podcast, though.
Isn't it a podcast?
It is a podcast.
Okay,
Yeah.
Shout out.
Michael Horton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's explore some more areas in a fuller depth here. And let's start with...
Let me just say, so far, this feels so nerdy. I don't know if that's a reflection of...
the things we like. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But these are going to get a little bit, I think, less nerdy and more personal. So let me start out with this one. I don't know that I necessarily have these in the order that I want to ask them, but maybe I do. Let's start out with this one. What led you to pursue ministry, and what has God taught you so far in your time of being a pastor? So what led you to pursue ministry? You talked a little bit about it with like what Whitfield kind of helping you kind of discern your call, but like, what was that kind of process, being led in that direction? And then now that you're in it, what's been like maybe one significant thing that the Lord has taught you?
Yeah. So my testimony includes I was raised in a Christian home, great Christian parents. My dad was a minister, so grew up around the church often, every week. So that was always familiar to me. I still think about this because I have uncertainties about it, but my conviction for the majority of recent years has been that I was saved at a younger age. Couldn't tell you exactly what age. I think 10 or 11 maybe. And I think there was a slow drift, and then as I got into high school, kind of not having the right friends, and ultimately not going to church as soon as I had the option to, like around 18, kind of had a extended period of backsliding, I would say, or I've described it before as kind of like a prodigal son kind of arc. And didn't come back to church until sometime in 2017. because that's when the CSB came out.
Hey.
That's my landmark. It would have been end of 2017, I guess, through my mom persistently asking me to help with as a drummer at our former church. And for whatever reason, I think becoming aware of the aimlessness of my life and knowing something needed to change, eventually I gave into that. And so then I was back in that church environment every week and was really loved on at that church, and kind of reignited my faith. The reason I've had doubts is it was kind of a radical life change to where I wondered if that was when I was actually saved. But when I think back to being young and making a profession of faith and being baptized, I recall genuine feelings, and I understood, because I understood the message of the Bible because my dad preached it and I had heard the gospel. But that change post high school was pretty radical, and it wasn't long after that where I was feeling like the only thing that really makes sense at this point is to do something ministry related, because now all of a sudden my aimlessness had turned into like all I care about is the local church and learning this book. But being a preacher's kid, like, it had been a while of having the disposition of like, I will never do that myself. Because it's like kind of a cliche question to ask the PK is like, oh, are you going to be a preacher like your dad kind of thing?
Yeah.
And it never appealed to me.
Did you get that a lot?
Yeah. Well, I got a lot of like, you are going to be a preacher like your
wow.
dad.
Yeah. The prophetic pronouncement.
Yeah.
And here you are.
A lot of prophets I was dealing with there. No, and none of those people were like saying it in a way that was intimidating me or feeling like pressure. But I do think it was a genuine desire of them. Like, they thought that would be great. But anyways, so when I had that kind of radical life change and then started thinking of ministry, like, so I'm thinking of ministry, but I'm still like, there's no way it's preaching or anything like that. Like, that does not sound good. But just that thought kept lingering in my mind. Like, even though I was not interested in that, I kept thinking about it, which is weird. My grandpa was a big influence on me too. My mom's dad, he was a preacher and really more of an evangelist at heart, I would say. And he was a big influence on me, just his boldness and just basically being obsessed about the local church and wanting to serve the body of Christ.
So you're third generation pastor.
Yeah, not from the same side, but yeah.
Not paternally.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, then eventually I just kind of gave in to like, okay, I have this nagging urge to teach and preach. Like, that seems like the direction that makes sense. And amidst all that, some family things happened that made things kind of confusing all over again. But I was reading a lot at that point. With that kind of radical change came a love for reading. I was not a reader before. So that was helpful because, like, reading the Bible wasn't drudgery.
Yeah.
I was like reading the Bible and reading other books and just eating it all up. I think a lot of my early influences then were preachers and pastors like Piper and other guys like that. So that kind of fed into it too. I had inquired some at my previous church, trying to get like a sense of an external confirmation, but that wasn't really the culture of that church. And that, among other things, led us to search for a new church home. And we ultimately ended up at North Park. And you and I talked early on about the internship. And so everything was pretty organic from that point on. And so I was like maybe 80% sure of the direction I was heading, but that first sermon was a big deal.
Dude, I remember how much it weighed on you, which is a positive thing.
Yeah. Well,
because it reflected the weightiness that you saw in it.
Sure. But also, like, I was just, for a while now, I was saying with fluctuating amount of confidence. Like I'm pursuing pastoral ministry and like preaching, but it's like that feels weird to say when I've never preached before. So that first sermon was like, here I will find out for sure if this is a no-go.
Yeah. I'm going to have to change majors if I bomb this.
Yeah.
I think I told you this. I know I told you this, but it was the best first sermon I've ever heard.
That's very flattering. It was the best first sermon I ever gave. Anyways, did that answer the first part of the question?
Yeah, the first part. Yep.
Okay.
And then so
Now, when
being
you
a
say
pastor-
something that stands out, are you thinking
no,
like-
what's something that God has taught you?
but like since May or since like throughout the...
I'd include the internship too.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
This is a hard one to put on the spot, so I'm going to have to cut out some dead air here.
Yeah, that's okay. You've got the
Because that's a
ability.
big question.
It is.
I think what first comes to mind is the necessity. I wish I lived this out better. I'm not by any means the model of this, but at least recognize and continue to more fully recognize the importance of prayer and like dependence on God for literally every aspect of ministry, which is liberating in a big way, that it doesn't all fall on you, but it's also something to continually remember because that requires something of you to like devote that time to prayer
Yeah.
and to avoid pride or thinking you're doing anything great on your own and just like continually giving up everything to the Lord and relying on Him fully. That doesn't come easily,
Yeah.
but you're in trouble if you don't
Yeah.
believe that
Yeah.
and
Amen.
act on that.
I think that's one of the biggest dangers is as you grow in your skills, you can subtly, I think, shift towards self-dependence. And I think it's just easy to lose some of that early prayer dependence that you had when you first got started. And but it's just so critical.
I think when I first got started, I was still more convinced that I just have to keep learning my stuff and know my Bible well and read all the good books. And that's what's gonna, obviously all of that is important and needed and helpful, but it's so small compared to the other thing.
Yeah.
And so I had that early on, and now I feel like I have to be very conscious of it entering into seminary, and because and that's a common thing that goes wrong, at least that I hear of with seminarians, is either getting puffed up or just relying too much on your training and your books and forgetting that you ultimately have to rely, even in those things, rely on God and being prayerful about it all.
Yeah. It's a great answer. All right. Tell us who all is in your family and something you really enjoy most about each one of those individuals.
My wife and kids, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. My wife, Shelby. Probably everyone listening to this knows her. Something I love most about them?
Yeah. Something you enjoy most.
Something
yeah.
I enjoy most about them.
Yeah.
Nothing comes to mind for Shelby. I think Shelby has repeatedly impressed me by, or not even impressed, encouraged me by spontaneous words of wisdom in various situations. Just, I almost always go away with more clarity on something when I talk to her about it, on a variety of things, but usually like talking to her about struggles with whatever, work or school or just personal stuff. I value her outsider opinion more than anyone else's, I would say.
Would you call her a quiet sage?
Sure. Yeah. She's my quiet sage.
Okay.
Augie, my son, who's 3 going on 4, is
3 going on 30.
This is hard to just like pick out one thing on the spot.
Yeah.
He yeah, it's hard to like isolate one thing when you just love like a whole person so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
So if I thought more, I could probably come up with something that I would say is even better. But I enjoy his sponge-like learning and like his love of learning and his curiosity. And like the more he talks, I like just having conversations with him.
Dude.
But because he's so young, like there's still a lot of silliness in those.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I like talking to Augie. And Selah, I love her cuddles.
Ooh.
And she can be an elusive cuddler. So like I highly treasure them when I do get them.
Yeah.
But like when she wants to cuddle, she cuddles. That's nice.
That's sweet. I love it. Oh, man. Good. Good. Next one here. What practices, hobbies, or pursuits bring you joy? And we'll go ahead and say beyond your seminary studies and beyond time with your family. So hobbies, pursuits, things that bring
What do you
you
mean by practices?
I don't know, man.
Oh, okay.
I was just stringing words.
Yeah. You say beyond seminary.
I think
but
like with practice, what I think I had in my mind when I was first writing that was like I really enjoy my morning time, my first hour of the day. That's like in the dark and quiet with coffee. Mm-hmm. Like that's just a normal practice, but it's a joyful time.
yeah.
So yeah, so that would be like an example of the practice or hobby or just pursuit thing you enjoy
Yeah.
getting in life.
Don't have many practices. I would like to have more. But especially like getting married and then having kids, and now we're doing seminary, and there's been a few different job changes in between all that. It doesn't feel like we've ever had a consistent schedule, which is somewhat necessary for regular practices and habits. But I mean, I love reading, obviously. I like playing guitar. I don't get to do as much of that as of late. But that's a joy. Just like messing around on guitar, not like playing songs or anything, just like kind of stream of conscious
Yeah.
noodling.
Yeah. Is it fun playing around on the guitar, especially now that Augie is becoming a proficient drummer and beat carrier?
Yeah, we need to practice some more together.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's fun and exciting to think what the future holds.
Dude, that'd be super cool.
I really like, and I don't have a lot of time for this either as of late, but like, I love a good movie. Mm-hmm. I don't often get to watch a whole movie in one sitting, but I can be very moved by movies and music. I love a good cry during a good movie. Yeah.
Isn't Dune 3 coming out soon?
I don't know. Maybe next year.
Oh, it's next year? It's not coming up like
no,
this
not
December?
soon.
Okay.
I don't think they've announced it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like Shelby and I saw Dune Part 2 like 3 or 4 times in the theater. Yeah, I used to be into vinyl. I collected vinyl, but that became kind of an impractical thing. I actually sold all my vinyl one time to pay for a car.
Did you? You
Yeah.
bought a car with your vinyl?
Yeah, well, I
Or a
helped pay
portion
for
of
a
it?
car with it, yeah. I got into vinyl when it started to catch on again, like 10 years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
So I used to like, I guess maybe all of that combined is like long form content exposure. Like listening to an album in its entirety or watching a movie or reading a good chunk of a book.
And what a great thing to practice long form, sustained concentration. Because that's a rapidly dissipating.
Well, and that I'm saying I can't often do most of those things
Because
these
they do
days.
take too much time.
Might be.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't consider myself extremely interesting because I like to read. I mean, people might find the musician side of things interesting, but I don't have like a really like standout hobby.
Do you have a hot take favorite music, like band or like genre that's like for a guy who's a pastor and likes reading books? Like it may surprise you that I like this band or whatever.
There's not a band that comes to mind right off the bat, but like the hot take would be like I like some heavy music.
Yeah.
I used to be a pretty big metalhead. Yeah. not as much nowadays, but I guess that'd be my hot take.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm trying to think of a band. There's definitely bands that I return to often.
Yeah.
I like Keith Green.
Yeah, you
That's
do.
apparent.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely listen to a lot more like worship music nowadays, which is less of like your favorite band and more of your playlist of songs that mean a lot to you.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Last one for you. In light of you saying that books and movies were your favorite maybe thing, what books have you been reading lately, and which ones impacted you most?
A lot of the reading is dwarfed by seminary stuff right now. I've been slowly reading, like I'll read a chapter every now and then, and it is a big book, but like I feel like it's been the last year and a half I've been slowly working through a biography of Leonard Ravenhill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about guys that call down fire.
Yeah. And he was just an interesting character. It would be hard to like pin him down theologically, or he wasn't really of any certain denomination, but he kind of became all things to all people in the various settings he was invited to preach. So, but he loved the Puritans and would often commend their books to others. So like, I wouldn't agree with everything he would say, but we draw from similar influences, I think. But that book just has like every other page has some killer quote. And even in the back, there's a section of just quotes.
No kidding.
And it just like stirs something in me. It makes me want to like preach and evangelize and pray and pursue holiness, which I think is a pretty good book.
Yeah, that sounds like it's doing the trick.
So I think that's one that I will return to often. But other books recently, this is going back to nerdiness, the works of William Bridge. I found out since I got the set, it's like 5 volumes a while back. It was like super discounted because I think no one knows this guy and no one was buying it. So it was like $40 for like a 5-volume set, which is a good deal if you don't know. But I found out how recently it was published, like it wasn't in print for a long time. I think that's partly why a lot of people don't know him. But I haven't read any of them all the way through, but I'll just grab one and open to like any random page and read a paragraph. And it's like always incredibly edifying without having to read 100 pages for context. And he's just like talking about Christ on every page.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's a lot of my reading lately is like I need a quick hit of
just a page or two of a quote and some Jesus.
Yeah, something to get me moving or like remind me of the grace of God.
Yeah.
So I haven't read a ton of books front to back this year, to be honest. But seminary will quickly.
It will add to the list. Yeah.
Correct that. Yeah. I'm excited about the next 3 years of all that I will learn, but I'm already looking ahead of that to the liberation of being able to read whatever I want again.
Yeah. There's a painful beauty in the forced ingestion of content from seminary.
Yeah. One other book that is also it's kind of like a devotional, but it's called Awake My Soul. I had never heard of it. It was another thing I got on a whim because it was marked down significantly, but it's like a devotional. There's a reading for each day of the year, but it's a hymn. So it's like curated hymns. You read the hymn, and then there's a very brief devotional thought after it. So kind of like Soul and Paraphrase, but more bite-sized.
Yeah. Ooh,
and that's been
I'm gonna
nice.
check that one out.
Yeah, I'll have to show it to you.
Okay.
That's been nice because I still am. There are a lot of old hymns that I'm not familiar with, but I enjoy reading them because sometimes you can sing something and you don't fully take in the theological depth that is there. But if you're just reading it, it's just like reading a really profound Christian poem.
Yeah, right.
And some things really jump out.
Yeah.
And are helpful.
Okay. Bonus hot take to close us out. Over or under?
Over or under?
20% of your total household budget goes towards books.
So we're at 51 minutes, so there's no way Shelby's still listening to this at this point, if she listened at all. 20%. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's significant, man.
I hope under.
But who's doing the math?
If I was paying retail price for everything, it would probably be over. But
Yeah, you're shrewd,
I
man.
find those deals.
Yeah, you do.
And I sell a lot of books.
Yeah. Good for you on that. I don't.
It's not a good thing. It's part of my insanity. Yeah.
Well, to those of you who hung with us for, 52 minutes now?
Something like that.
It's been 52 minutes of Kiergaardfulness that I am confident was a blessing to you. And so thank you, Pastor Luke Kiergaard, for sharing, opening up your heart and life with us. And excited for all that's in store.
Yep.
So until next time.